Plaintiff Richard Wiley claims the defendant smashed into his pickup truck. He's suing for $4,200 for repairs. Defendant David Howe claims there wouldn't have been an accident if the plaintiff parked his truck safely. He says he owes him nothing.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. I do.
Thank you. All rise. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Najee.
This is case number 194 on the docket, Willie versus Howe.
We have the plaintiff, Mr. Willie.
Sir?
You are suing the defendant, Mr. Howe, for $4,200 for damage to your pickup truck.
Yes, sir.
And let's get your side of the story first, and then I'll come to the defendant. Go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, it was Friday afternoon. I came home from work, and I was watching TV in my bedroom, and all of a sudden I hear this big boom outside the house, and it shook my whole house. And next thing you know, my 14-year-old son's smashing at my door, saying, Dad, there's an accident outside the house. A truck and a car just got in an accident. So I said, oh, well, let me go check this out. I put my shoes on, and I walk out. I look out my bedroom door, and I see a truck that looks like mine out in the middle of the street, which was supposed to be parked in my yard, with a black SUV smashed into the side of it. So I went out to see what was going on, and I walked around my truck, and I looked down, and this gentleman here was sitting on the ground with his face bleeding, and he looked up at me, and he says, I'll pay for the damages for your truck. I'm sorry. And I looked at him, and of course I was angry, so I said, dude, what are you, stupid? And I'm like, look what you did. Look at my truck. The frame is broke off. It's all stuffed underneath the rear tires.
Do we have pictures? Let's put up pictures so we know what we're talking about. I assume the black car is the defendant?
Yeah. Yeah, this is his vehicle here, and he was sitting here on the ground when I came out.
Yeah.
This is my rear bumper here, and he drove the frame. The frame's supposed to be up here.
Which direction was he coming from?
He was coming from this direction here.
Yeah.
And see how this is my house?
Yes.
You see this part here?
Yeah.
The truck was parked next to there. As you can see, the frame here.
Yeah.
This is supposed to connect. He kind of like went through the air and landed on the bumper.
Yeah.
And it broke the whole back of the truck, and it sent this tire, you can't really see it, but it's
okay.
All driven forward.
Now, do we have a picture of the front of your truck?
Yep, the front of my truck, and at the time I was doing an engine swap. I was getting a brand new engine for the truck. So that's why this is all took it apart. The hood was on it, but when you hit it, it sent the hood flying out in my backyard.
Okay. And there's no engine in the front?
No, there's no engine because I was just going to pick the engine up that weekend, which is I told the gentleman that.
Okay, you can go back. So my question to you is, obviously you hit his truck. Why did that happen?
Well, Your Honor, let me start from the top.
I could actually answer that.
I'm actually a caretaker for...
I'm going to give you yeah.
For a veteran that fought for our country. I'm his only caretaker.
Yes.
And I was on my way to pick him up a specialty fish for Passover.
Gefilte.
Gefilte fish, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, in a blink of an eye, I was waking up next to his car, and I get out of the vehicle, smoking, and next thing I know, I hear this guy running at me. I'm going to kick your ass like a gorilla. He was just mad as hell. I'm just over there on the ground bleeding, and this guy's coming at me like he's going to kick my ass. So I tell him, I'll offer you $1,200 for this vehicle. And he's still threatening to kick my ass. Now, if you can bring up the pictures over here, I can show you, okay?
There's
okay, now, as you can see, we've got front-end damage over here. We've got no grill on this. We've got no hood. We've got no motor. This vehicle is worth nothing. And his convenient answer that he just got the motor, well, he was taking advantage of the situation. He's nothing but a freeloader. I have the evidence stating right here that even in great condition, this vehicle is not even worth $4,200. It's a piece of crap. I don't see where he gets the value of $4,200 out of this lawsuit.
Okay.
And that clearly belongs in a junkyard. Clearly. I mean, it's not worth nothing. Now, look at my Honda.
That's a double negative.
In the other case, I'm vehicle-less because he parked in the middle of the median like an idiot.
Okay. Why did you hit him?
You know, in a blink of an eye, I was taking a long blink, and now I have a reenactment video. If you could bring that up, actually.
Okay.
I have. If
so
you could bring the reenactment
is it fair
video.
to say that
please,
you
sir.
were working?
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, as you can see, the individual's vehicle was parked in the median here. Now, if he didn't park in the median, I would have never hit this car. I would have been able to swerve out of the way, and we would not be here right now. This is all damage that was there prior.
He drove between the trees, which was through my neighbor's yard.
It was a long blink. I didn't fall asleep, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I have this here, which is the police report. It states he was sleeping, okay? And then I have these pictures, how he said my truck was parked on the median. I have these pictures here. The green lines show where my truck was actually parked and where he drove between the trees, which was through my neighbor's yard, by the way. And I also have here, and this was giving him a break because I'm an auto technician myself and I was doing the work on my own truck.
Yeah.
This is just the main parts for replacing the frame. Just a few things. And I have the book value and range, which is actually $3 grand to $5 grand. And I'm only going for 42 because, yeah, I was doing work on the truck.
The car that was operated by you was going eastbound on John Stark Highway. You told the police officer you only had a few hours of sleep as you are a caretaker and you work overnight. Okay, yes, so that's an honest, fair assessment. You were tired.
Yes.
Okay. You said you were on your way back from shopping for the individual at Walmart and you fell asleep. Okay, so that is the appropriate answer to the question I asked you before. You had fallen asleep, maybe just for a few seconds.
It was a long blink. I didn't fall asleep.
People, a lot of people
who
blink. We're not saying you took a nap, but people, when they're tired and they've been driving for a long way, they'll suddenly doze for a second or two, but when you doze for a second or two, that accident is what can happen. And you said you went off the road and struck his vehicle. Now, the pictures kind of show that is
I also have another one here that actually shows his tire marks going.
Okay, so let me see that.
Your Honor, I have evidence here, too, stating that his vehicle, what he's suing me for, if you could pull up the pictures.
I'm going to get to that question.
Please.
And here are the tire marks. What I am...
Going through the neighbor's yard and into mine.
Yes, yes. So what the evidence is showing, number one, you hit his vehicle. Number two, you went off the road to hit and shove his vehicle. So there is no question about your liability for the accident.
Yes,
so now the only question I'm left with is how much are the damages? First, I want to know, not that that's the price we're going to settle on, but I want to know what is the value of that vehicle, Blue Book value, and say, not counting the engine, we'll deal with that separately because you didn't damage his engine, okay?
No, sir.
But what is the value in fair condition, because the rest of the vehicle looks in fair condition. What year is it and what vehicle is it?
2007.
A 2007
F-150.
fair condition. What's the Blue Book
Your
value?
Honor, in fair condition, it ranges from $1,693 to $2,809.
So between $1,600 and $2,800. Now, the plaintiff is saying in the car part estimates that's a transmission, transaxle, tail lamp, bumper assembly rear, the frame, the pickup box.
This is all damage that was there prior to me hitting this vehicle.
That's in the
It's
rear.
Definitely not worth.
Hang on, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the judge is speaking.
Taking into account what the Blue Book value would be without the engine, and I'm going to put it at the lower end of its value. So I find for the plaintiff in the sum of $2,000.
It was just crazy. I can't believe the guy thought he didn't have to pay anything for my truck because he was sleeping behind the wheel. It's just insane.
If you clearly looked at the pictures, you saw that it had no hood, it had no motor in it, it had no bumpers, it was worth nothing. I feel that this gentleman should have no payments. I'm out of a vehicle now. What am I going to do now?
Hey YouTube, check out my new show, Judge Jerry. Now for sneak preview and behind the scenes footage, subscribe to my channel now.